Buddy.
Good.
Good. So we'll go around since I don't know anybody, but first of all, my name is Scott Wagoner, and I have been with Combined Transport about 32 and a half years. Worked up through the ranks, have done just about every job, but currently I manage the heavy haul division. All the heavy haul permits, the brokerage, escorts. Been doing heavy haul for quite a few, I can't remember how many years, but quite a few years now. So it's one of the jobs that I really enjoy with all the big equipment, all the customers that are demanding. And I know we got a couple of heavy haul drivers in here, so welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, so welcome everybody, actually. So first of all, let's go around the room and introduce yourself and let me know where you guys are headed as far as which department, Blackwell or Combined, and tell me a little bit about yourselves. Go ahead.
Seth, Blackwell Reefer. New to CDL driving, so
Oh, really?
learning all about it.
Came out of school?
Yep.
Nice. Roger and Jason down there get you, or what?
I had some help from WorkSource, finding
Okay.
guys, and
Good.
yeah,
Where do you live?
out of Portland currently.
Portland? Okay. Well, good. Nice to have you.
Jim Dean from Oklahoma, heavy haul combined.
Nice.
Been doing this for a while.
Good. Yeah, we talked a little bit yesterday, so looking forward to your progress there too.
Oh.
Clyde Northrup, heavy haul. I live in Ocean Shores, Washington,
Washington, okay.
by Tacoma,
Mhm.
basically.
Good.
You know, I've been doing it for, 10 years. Been a driver since 1998.
Good.
And my goal is to get up to the bigger and better stuff you guys got.
Nice goal. Good goal. Yeah. Look forward to that.
Yeah,
so
me too, actually.
Hopefully it'll be sooner than later. So,
Yeah.
well, good. No, just kidding.
Have don't.
I'm Jory Heidinger.
What was your name?
Jory Heidinger.
Jory?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm a OTR glass.
All right.
Looking to get my initial start in flatbed so I can eventually move up and go run with these guys.
Okay.
My goal since I started was to be in heavy haul, and it's taken me 5.5 years to get to the point where I can start working on that. So, I live in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma too, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other Okie in the room.
Good. Well, welcome.
Stephen Allworth.
Stephen?
Blackwell, fresh out of school. Lived down in Cottonwood, California.
Mm-hmm.
Originally from San Diego. That's about it.
Good. Well, cool. Nice. How about yourself?
It's Javier Quintana.
What was that? Javier?
Quintana.
Okay.
With Blackwell, fresh out of school. I am from Marysville, California.
Mhm.
Originally from Orange County.
What'd you do before school?
Where did I go for school?
What'd you do before it? What kind of work?
Drug and alcohol counselor.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. I know there's not a lack of work there, so just something different?
Something different.
Something
And,
different.
I just wanted to move up and it's kind of limited to go out as a
Yeah.
counselor.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Well, good. Hey.
Benjamin Parente,
Benjamin?
heavy haul.
Heavy haul, huh? Okay. I missed you yesterday? Were you?
No, sir.
Okay.
I'm just visiting today.
You're just visiting?
Yes, sir.
What was your last name?
Parente,
Parente?
Central Dedicated RGM.
Okay. I guess I haven't met you then. Well, good. So you're just visiting, and then who's this guy over here?
Jim Nuffler,
Jim Neffler. Nice to have you, Jim. What do you do?
heavy haul.
Nice. No, I know Jim. There's no
I'm
problem.
based in Arizona.
How long have you been doing it, Jim?
Quite a few years.
Quite a few years. You like it?
Yeah, I love
Interesting, huh?
it. Mm-hmm.
And where you live, Jim?
Arizona, Mesa for the
Okay.
time being.
Awesome.
Good. And then
Chris,
Chris?
transferred from Reefer to head glass.
Okay. So you going to heavy haul after that?
Most likely.
Good. Good.
Depends on where the money's at.
That's right. That's good. Or the excitement too. So.
That's all of us around here. There's never a dull moment.
Well, good. Well, good. Any questions or anything you guys want to talk about right off the bat? I've got a few things on the agenda, but pretty much an open forum. No? I guess they've done their job pretty well as far as training. And are you guys happy with everything so far?
Very happy.
Good. What's different about this than where you came from or what you were doing? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, just being fresh out of school, so you know what I mean. So, looking for that first opportunity is, you know, there's not many opportunities for that right there.
Yeah.
So a lot of them, come across a lot of recruiters and stuff that just want to throw you in a truck. And I knew that I needed more training than what I got out of the school. And then it's not hard for me to do research. So I've done the research and stuff. As far as the training right here, I feel super comfortable. And even though I might not have experience going on with the coach yet, you know what I mean? I know that you guys are you run this operation pretty good. I mean, it's giving me the knowledge.
Good.
Sometimes it comes hard and fast, but I feel that by the time I'm ready to drive a truck by myself, you know what I mean, that I'm not going to kill somebody, hurt somebody, damage something or something like that. I'll have the best chance that I could give from just about any carrier that I know.
You feel prepared. That's
Yeah.
good. That's good. You feel comfortable. That's nice. Clyde, what'd you have?
Oh, shoot, now I forgot.
Was that your phone? Whose phone? The one phone.
Well, over there.
Really?
I thought I heard somebody say turn them off, but maybe I was
Yeah,
wrong.
he did. I turned it completely down and it still went off. That's two.
No, he got two yesterday.
That's true, he did.
He did.
I did.
Not just the volume.
Oh, there it goes again,
Put
see?
it on airplane mode, not just
Okay.
volume.
Airplane mode, there we go. All right.
So
Sorry,
far,
guys.
just in the first week, what do
I'm
you see
always-
difference?
I'm always in trouble. You know, what I like about this company, now it just dawned on me. I worked for another company, and it was a great company. And it just, I worked there 8.5 years, and they just wouldn't move you up where a man wanted to go. And I thought about you guys for the last 2 years
Really?
of coming over here. I just never broke away from the other company to do it. You know, I hate to throw experience and long-term dedication with a company away just, you know, but my goal is that's my happiness right there, hauling big stuff. And he put in the application. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. So, and
Good.
I did some research on here and seen what you guys were doing, and hopefully, you know, with more experience and hanging around with these big boys over here, doing that big stuff.
Don't look at me. I ain't doing the big stuff.
Well, he just said big boy.
You know, I can get
I
to where I want to
I
get.
don't do things right.
Oh, you don't do things right?
That's what
Oh,
I'm told.
I don't. We'll get along just fine.
And who are you? Have a seat.
I'm nobody.
Okay.
My job here is to make him look good. It's a lot of overtime. My sleepless nights over this man.
Thanks, Ty. Well, good. Well, I mean, even with those comments, I tell you what, I know that you guys won't be disappointed. It's I haven't made it in this company in 32 years for, because it's a bad company. It's if as long as you do your job, put forth the effort, the loyalty is on both sides of it. So that's what you can be assured of. It's a great company. So look forward to hearing about all you guys in 6 months to a year, and some of the ones that want to move up and see how you guys do, and the opportunities there. So it's
Awesome.
good. Any other comments? No? Okay. So a couple things that we can just talk about on the agenda here. One person brought up, of course, we know it was gorgeous yesterday and today, but the weather conditions are still pretty bad out there. So just make sure that when you're trip planning, you keep all of that focused in advance. You think about it, think about where you're headed down the road, what the conditions are there. It's always good to keep that in mind. Remember to check tire chains, make sure they're right size on your equipment, they're all good working condition, because we know the worst thing is get out there and it doesn't fit or they're broke. And that's with anything too. So just a good thing to keep in the back of your mind. One thing that's huge is, especially heavy haul. Of course, I know Blackwell has their instances too, but cargo damage. It's expensive. So there's a bunch of things about cargo damage. When you think about cargo damage, how do you prevent it? A couple different things as far as preventing it. How would you prevent cargo damage? Anybody? Clyde.
Well, make sure the material's strapped down right, padded right. Go around, check to see if there's any dings, dents before you put it on.
Bam.
Take pictures of everything. If you find anything, then you send it to, I'm used to sending it to my dispatcher, so you guys probably have a different way.
The exact same thing.
Okay,
Exact same thing. So you want claims and your dispatch.
okay.
But you touched on two different things that are so important, because that second thing that you brought about, checking it before you load it.
Right.
Checking anything before you put it on your trailer. And if there is damage to it, you take a picture of it, you talk to dispatch, and you say, hey, this was done before I even touched it. That way we can send it to our customer, because the minute it's loaded on there and it's not noted,
You're gone.
it's on our trailer and we deliver it, it's ours.
Mm-hmm.
So, very nice. I appreciate that comment. And that was good. So it is so important. Just inspect the cargo. You're supposed to inspect it every day, your pre-trips, everything. Always look at it, make sure there's no rub marks. I mean, one of the biggest things is the chain rub marks. I mean, those are worse. Or the tarps. We talk about tarps and the D-rings on there, or the straps, the hooks on there. They'll sit there in the wind. They'll get cosmetic damage on press, or we expect the windshields of the machines to be tarped too. Biggest problem is is they're tarped and the windshield is in order, but what happens a lot of times is those D-rings and those straps on the outside of the window where those frames are, that gets messed up. And it doesn't just get cosmetic paint. Sometimes it'll bend that metal, and it gets expensive. So with heavy haul especially, make sure that you watch those D-rings and the hooks on those straps, and that they're not sitting there flapping in the wind and making anything worse. So I appreciate that comment as far as the damage on, prior to us loading. But the other thing is if you see it and something happens down the road, you guys went through that with claims, to make sure that the first thing you contact the claims department and dispatch. There's nothing worse than for our customers to call our salespeople and tell us there's a unit received damage and we don't know about it. So that's the worst. If you guys know, if you find out right away, anybody out there, call in. We can let the customer know, give them pictures ahead of time. They can be prepared for it, and it goes over so much smoother. So nice. Any comments about that? Any questions?
The only thing I got is whenever you are in transit, you need to watch your train radius,
Yeah,
especially oversized.
yeah, definitely.
Because I mean, you could think that you got enough swing room, but you might turn too early.
All your bridge heights aren't the same either.
You're what?
Done that.
All the bridge heights aren't the same either.
There's experience talking.
Experience talk.
We'll get into that one here in a second. I've got that one down too. I got a picture for you. No, just kidding.
Oh, I've got the picture.
No, and I appreciate that comment. I mean, the ones who are experienced in this, if you have anything to bring up as we comment on any of these, feel free to let everybody know. So, I mean, that's the best information is from experienced ones.
Don't be afraid to go over your permits with your permit person either. Make sure you're on the right route.
And if you find yourself off the route, what do you do?
You stop.
You don't try to find a route back by yourself. You do not do that.
And the best thing to do is if you got escorts and you're off route, you better get rid of that front escort.
Why would that be?
Why?
Yeah.
Because they're not.
Oh, you mean, you get rid of them as a fire them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was kidding. Before the police come or what?
Get rid of them right away, too.
Bury the evidence.
That's where I thought he was going. I was like, what?
No, you get rid of your front escort
Yeah.
because they've already led you down the
That's
wrong
right.
road, and,
Yeah.
and you might have been permitted,
Yeah.
but he got you on the wrong route.
Okay, so let's say you know what the route is, and that front escort goes down the route, and he ends up turning off. What do?
You stop.
That's right. You don't follow him. You don't continue. You don't do anything. You pull over.
Get on that CB and say, where the heck?
That's
are
right.
you?"
That's right. I've had guys continue. Guess what's in front of them sometimes? A lower bridge than the size of their load. Yeah. So anytime you're off route, anytime something happens with a high pole or whatever, immediately stop.
Yep.
So, I mean, let's go back to some of this cargo damage. When you do make sure and inspect the cargo before you've picked it up, if there's damage on there, make sure that it's notated on those bills, and that whoever it is signs it, acknowledging it. That way, a lot of our customers, especially Caterpillar, 2-3 weeks later, will get a request, hey, where's the bill of lading? We know something's going on. And it just happened today again. I think one of the drivers, it was a company driver. We got a picture of a Caterpillar load delivered 2 weeks ago. Got a picture of a Caterpillar load yesterday after they requested the bill of lading. And there was a big dent in the ROPS up top. And it was bondoed and it was painted.
And the Bondo was coming off.
It was pretty bad. Well, there was a big dip in it and it wasn't even like filled.
Yeah.
Why would a driver even?
That's a good question. So,
Oh, a driver
if
try to do that?
we don't know
Oh, you don't know for
100%,
sure. Okay.
but I'm sure
They're not there.
it's not looking good. So, if you damage something, don't try to fix it. Okay? You may be laughing, but it happens. This is not the first time.
I don't understand drivers that do that stuff.
They think that they're going to get in trouble. And we were talking about that yesterday. You think they were in trouble before? They're in worse trouble now. So, if something happens, just, you did it.
Exactly.
Send it in. We will take care of the rest of it. Right, exactly. So make sure it's on the bill of lading. Make sure you have pictures. Make sure it's sent in to claims. Make sure the dispatchers, the salespeople know, so that we can get ahead of the ball and talk to the customers. So, okay. So we talked about a little bit about windshields. Making sure that the windshield, heavy haul, you always have to cover those windshields. It is a policy. But in doing that, make sure you watch those frames, that nothing is going to damage those cosmetic or anything. So just be careful about that.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Ask you on that, since we're talking about cat. Do you have the covers for the exhaust?
I don't know, do we have covered?
We don't have covers for exhaust, but you can get them from, we do a lot for Caterpillar, and most of the Keynes places sell them. So if you want to do them, and some of them you can't use a cover anyway, because you actually have to lock it off, open up the hood and lock it off there. But you got to cover it with something.
Right, because you don't want
Yeah.
the turbo spin.
Right, exactly, yeah.
There's very few of them that require it now.
Anymore? Yeah, it's not like it used to.
What I
No.
understand, because they put the def in it and it doesn't matter now, but there's very few. There's one in North Carolina, when you load in North Carolina,
At a
they'll
Clayton.
require you to put a exhaust cover over it. But
Yeah.
I've questioned them about that because they don't say anything. They said, well, you don't have to cover them up anymore.
Because I seen them, when I pull out of the Keene yard down there in Legacy City, they do ask you if you have one.
In where? League City?
Legacy City,
Legacy City?
yeah, Texas.
Mm.
You can hold
on. When you get to,
south of Houston.
You mentioned covering up the front windshield of this product. what exactly, you guys got like something
They
that,
got
Yeah.
tarps.
Yeah, we have a tarp, and it has the D rings on it, and you'll use straps. And that's usually what, if you don't do it right, that's what sits there and
Okay.
puts a ding in
Last
those
I
frames.
knew, Scott, we don't have any.
We're issuing them out.
Oh, we are?
Yes.
Okay.
It's mandatory, so we have them.
Well, last time, I don't have any, so I mean, I asked for them.
So you're not covering them?
No. And they didn't have any. They said they were gonna get a hold of me when they got them in.
Okay.
So
Could you check on that,
if you
Rick?
got them.
They're in.
Okay, well, geez, thanks.
oh, so we can get some then?
Yeah.
It'll be part of when you get your truck
Yeah.
issued for you
Okay.
guys.
We only have a couple in the back right now.
Okay.
Okay.
I just got one.
Okay. So this next one does go with Blackwell as well. Of course, Blackwell's not really on the East Coast, but I have seen it. So let's talk about bridge hits. Let's talk about being on route, being off route. We just had a situation 2 days ago as well. A driver was on the East Coast, and he had another truck on top, a brand new truck on his trailer in New Jersey, and
Well, there you go.
went under a bridge that he knew he wasn't going to fit under.
Oh, okay, so I don't understand if the driver knows that he ain't gonna fit under there, why does the driver keep going?
So I would say a quarter of our bridge hits, and unfortunately we have too many. A quarter of our bridge hits are because drivers say, "I think I can."
Oh,
They stop.
okay, but isn't he routed a certain way?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay.
He was on route.
Oh, he was on route.
He was on route.
But he didn't pull off that exit to go
You can't
over.
pull off.
Ah,
There was no pulling off. 2-lane road, bridge right in front of him, sign saying it was a foot lower than he was.
but he was
He
routed that
stopped.
way.
He stopped. Yeah. Just because we're routed does not mean that they don't route us under bridges. Because
Oh,
I would say another.
that's what
I would say
confused at.
maybe another quarter of them we are on route.
Okay.
Well, let me
The other
ask you
half
this.
is we're off
Well,
route.
let me ask you this, before he was routed, didn't he double check the height of the vehicle? Or the
Yeah, he
load?
knew what the height of the vehicle was.
Or the
He
load?
stopped, came up to the bridge, no way to pull off.
Mhm.
Figured that they could squeeze under it.
Oh. So what do you do on that situation?
What I would have done is I would have disconnected the RGN, drove the truck off, and gone underneath it.
Makes sense. I would have never thought of that.
The first thing he should have done. The first thing he should
Or
have
drop the
done.
air.
No,
No.
That ain't
No.
gonna get you clearance either.
Not for a foot.
that's what they all say.
Oh.
That's what everybody says. I think I can do it. I dropped the air. I did this. I was going underneath, and then you know what happens when you hit the brake? You know what happens when you hit brake? Crawling. Oh, yeah, exactly.
It what?
Bounces.
Oh.
You should know that.
So I was halfway under, then I was like. So, if you get into a situation, just like when you're off route, what should you do?
Stop,
And do what?
call
Hell.
police.
Do not
dispatch.
call dispatch. Do not make that decision yourself.
Okay.
Call dispatch. If you're in that situation, that means you're under a permitted load. A, you're off route. B, the state routed us. And if the state routed us wrong, then we call the state, talk to them. They get it taken care of for us. Whether it's police come out there, I don't care if it's a 4-lane freeway, you stop. I don't care if there's traffic behind you, you stop.
That's happened to me too.
shoulder?
You can stop. You can go over the
You
shoulder.
can take-
I don't care where you stop.
Take the shoulder.
Just stop before you hit the bridge.
Okay.
It's you guys are laughing, but you know how many times it happens.
No, that's a
Because it's so
very
silly.
expensive little, that's a very expensive job
You're
right
talking about
there.
somebody that's been in that experience
Yep.
and experienced it.
Yeah.
I've even delivered loads and where the customer, they routed me down that road and I can't get down it.
Yeah.
First thing you do, call dispatch, let them know. You're en route, but there's nothing you can do.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking hundreds of thousands
Oh, yeah.
of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
And the damage to the infrastructure and shutdown.
Yeah, not just-
Yeah. I mean, fortunately, most of these we have not owned a bridge or had to repair a bridge, but we do a lot of transformers. You have glass up on top of that. That opens up, goes down inside, contaminates it, complete rebuild, $500,000.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh yeah, yeah, right out of our pocket. Yeah. So it's just, I mean, it's really being smart about the decisions that you make. So that's a good one for everybody. But like I say, even the vans going on the East Coast, because you see them all the time on Instagram or YouTube or whatever. It's like, I thought I could fit. No. So that's another one I wanted to talk about. Another thing is, this happens with everybody too. If you're dispatched on a load, obviously you know what you're going to pick up. Whether it's an excavator, a wheel loader, whether it's a load of lumber or water or whatever. If you get there and the guy says, "Hey, this is what you're loading," okay, you load it up and you take off. What's wrong with that?
Didn't check to see if you were getting loaded with what you were supposed to be getting loaded.
Exactly. Again, just like the other scenarios.
And at that point, do you own that load? Like I mean, I'd imagine you'd be able to turn around and get back to him. And
you can turn around and take it back unless it is a load from the port. Then you pretty much own it, and we just are going to deliver it for free. And then we have a very upset customer. So this happens more times than not as well. So first thing you do is you compare your dispatch to what they say you're going to pick up. For lumber, for water, whatever else that Blackwell does, the biggest thing is a machine picking up at the port. The port will say, "Hey, there's a machine. Go over there. You load it yourself." Okay, well, they pointed this machine out. I'm going to load it up. Yeah, it's a 335 or it's, 938, whatever. It looks good. What happened there?
Didn't check serial number.
I was just gonna say, you get the VIN on your dispatch,
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
so you can verify the VIN on the machine.
Exactly.
and there
You
go.
know how many people don't?
Too many.
Too many.
A quarter.
You are 100% right.
A quarter or better.
Piece of advice for everybody, take pictures of everything.
And we're just actually, right before I came over here, we were talking about that, seeing if we can take a picture, and I've got an answer and I haven't looked at it yet because I just got an email. We're seeing if we can upload those pictures into the OBC. So it goes right into our ticket system, and just like a bill of lading, just like anything else. And we're talking about, requiring a picture.
Part of the check.
Yeah. In fact, we got a couple customers that every load that we do, it's a brand new account. Every load you do, we have to have a picture of the machine and a picture of that plate number, the serial number. Has to be sent in.
There's an app out there, it's called Tollbook.
Toll book?
Yeah,
Toll.
T-O-W-B-O-O-K.
Uh-huh.
And it does that. You can take pictures, you can get copies of your bill of lading on
Uh-huh.
there, you can send it to them. Even it can scan the VIN number of the vehicle.
Well, what we would like to do, we were just talking about it, is going through OBC. That way it's right into the computer system. So anytime we have to go back weeks later, all we have to do is go back into that dispatch number that you're assigned, go back in, your billing numbers are there, the permits are there, all that paperwork is there. That picture will be there too. So it assigns it, to that ticket. So we're working on that right now. But so important, double check your loads. Don't leave without knowing that you have exactly on what you're supposed to be.
Match and verify.
Match, verify, double. So it'll save you headaches and it'll save us headaches. So it'll save us customers too. So, so any questions on that? And it's not for the heavy haul. It's not just the serial numbers. You will have a dispatch with exact dimensions on it that we were given, or the book dimensions. Permits have been started with that. When you get there, you find that machine. First thing you should do is go out and measure that machine.
Okay.
Because once you load it, once you start it, load it, get all put together, and all your permits are coming in, we've probably already started the process to get a couple more permits down, the next
Okay.
few states. If there is something different, if it was supposed to be 11 foot and it's 12.6, of course, anything over 12, we're starting to look at escorts.
Right.
We got to go back to the customer and say, hey, this thing is not what it's supposed to be. The sooner we can start that process, it will save us on permits and time as far as getting back to the customer. So just think about that too. Just look at those dimensions and make sure that they're what they're supposed to be. Okay. So one other thing is insurance. I'm not sure if any of you have tried, but we were trying to. But the health assessment that we're supposed to do on the insurance is not working yet. Everybody's aware that it's not working, but everybody's supposed to do it here. So they are trying to fix it, and I think they'll let everybody know when it's up and running, and we can all fill it out. So, okay. So any questions? Any comments?
You already did the health thing.
You did?
No, like where do you, is it an app that you're all using or is it on y'all's website?
I'm sure you guys have it, yeah.
Jared will go through that
Yeah.
when you're on the transportation part.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to bring up is a lot of equipment that I'm reflecting back on things I've dealt with.
Yeah.
If it's new equipment, it's pretty much always accurate when it comes to weight and things like this. But if it's used equipment, don't be surprised if there's add-ons to it. People like to customize graders,
Yeah.
loaders and stuff like that.
Definitely.
So that's something to think about right away and contact ED before they order all of those permits. Permit people here are amazing. Okay, they really are. They will have those permits knocked out. You'll be ahead. You'll be looking good. So work with them.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than sitting at the state line waiting for a permit, and if you give all the information to the permit girls, they are on it. But and that brings up another thing. It's as far as the flatbed division too, but heavy haul especially. Get that thing weighed as soon as you can, because if there's an additional counterweight on there, if there's something on there not supposed to be, and you're 30,000 pounds heavier, you're running illegal of what we thought you were going to. So as soon as you can, get those weights. Yeah.
How do you do that? How do you weigh something that's overdimensional like that?
How do you what?
How do you weigh it when it's overdimensional?
You can still go on the scales.
Still go on it.
With the cat?
Yeah. Cat scales.
Cat scale?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got a question.
Yeah.
Something like 12
If
foot
you're
wide.
doing,
13 wide.
if you're doing cat, say cat, keen,
Mhm.
fork, 9 times out of 10, there's not a key left in those, in that equipment. Are we issued keys to those?
No.
Or do we get that from cat? and stuff?
You get that from them, but you're picking up at a dealer to a dealer or Keen Yard to a dealer. The dealers have keys.
Yeah, but if it's a driver load only, you gotta have a key for it.
If it's a driver load only, the only time that you'd be in a situation like that is if it was at a job site and nobody was there.
Mhm.
All the other times there's somebody there with a key to it.
Well, I've ran into that kind of situation where I went and picked it up, but on site, they don't have a key for it. But I always carry.
Yeah,
carry
most of
keys.
our heavy haul drivers have a key, but that happens very rarely. If it does, it's back on our customer. It's like, hey, there's no key in there. What are you going to do?
Yeah,
So that's downtime.
yeah.
So yeah, not something we have to worry about too much.
I got spare keys.
That's good. Good. Okay.
Now, vouch for permits are darn good about getting you your permits.
Well,
You're usually not waiting for your permit.
go grab a bite to eat. Grab a bite to eat and come back, sit down if you got any comments or questions or just want to talk.
You can even smell that pizza.
I know.